Okay, so if you're in career and technical education, you know the pressure is on. I mean, the healthcare industry is evolving at lightning speed, and it's demanding a new generation of professionals who are, totally fluent in high-tech, robotically assisted medicine. The real challenge is, how do we prepare our students today for the high-tech clinic of tomorrow? Let's dive into a platform that's designed to do just that. All right, here's a quick look at what we're going to cover. We'll start with the big challenge, that high-tech talent gap. Then, I'll introduce you to the CARE platform, and we'll break down its two main uses, the virtual operating room and robotic rehab. After that, we'll talk about the strategic advantages for your school and really how this all ties into building tomorrow's workforce. So the heart of the problem is this huge disconnect, right? You've got traditional classroom learning on one side, and then the incredibly complex, tech-heavy reality of modern healthcare on the other. And schools are being asked to produce graduates who can step right into those high-tech roles, which, as you know, takes a whole lot more than a textbook. So this becomes the million-dollar question for every CTE director, every dean out there. How do you actually bridge that gap? I mean, how do you give students the kind of hands-on experience that truly mirrors what they're going to face out in the real world? And the answer, well, it's not just about getting some new books or updating a few lectures. It's about building a dedicated bridge. It's a whole new approach that's laser-focused on creating a skilled, adaptable, and truly future-ready workforce. So with that in mind, let's take a look at a solution that was purpose-built for this exact challenge. We're talking about the CARE platform from Roots Education, a system really designed to meet this thing head-on. And here it is, the CARE Plus platform. Now, this is not just another classroom tool. This is an industrial-grade, comprehensive system that's ready for immediate deployment in your health science programs. It's built to look, feel, and operate just like the real equipment students will be using in their careers. At its core, this platform is all about robotically assisted medicine. What's really important here is the definition. We're talking about this deep blend of robotics and health sciences, a field that's all about boosting precision, giving practitioners more control, and ultimately leading to better patient outcomes. This is the future your students absolutely need to master. Now, here's what makes this platform a real game changer. It's incredibly versatile. It's literally a two-in-one system. You get a full robotic surgical simulation and a robotically assisted physical therapy station. And it's all built on the industry-standard UR5E collaborative robot, so students are learning on the exact tech they'll see in the field, all through a really engaging, project-based curriculum. Okay, let's dive into that first application. Imagine creating a complete virtual operating theater right there inside your classroom. Now, to really get how this works, we have to talk about something called telepresence. This is the magic behind it all. It's the technology that lets a student feel like they are right there, performing a procedure, even though they're sitting at a completely separate console. It's all about creating that immersive feeling of remote control. And you can see that setup right here. On one side, you've got the surgeon console. That's the control center with all the monitors and controllers. Then, on the other side, you have the operating theater, where the robotic arm is actually interacting with a patient simulator. Every move the student makes is translated directly to that robot with incredible precision. The whole learning process is so well structured. Students don't just jump in and start playing around. They follow real-world protocols, starting with pre-op checklists. Then they work on robotic dexterity, suture training, and from there, they use a mimic tool to control the robot as it manipulates these sensor-equipped organs. And here's the best part. They get immediate interactive feedback on their performance every single step of the way. You know, the impact this has on students is just profound. Take it from Jacob Hard, a student who used the system. He said these hands-on systems gave him a much wider understanding of how different fields all come together, and he could do it in a totally safe environment. That's exactly the kind of critical thinking employers are desperate for. All right, now let's switch gears, because beyond the OR, this platform's versatility really shines in rehabilitation, giving us a glimpse into the future of physical therapy. So in this mode, students actually learn to program the robotic arm to perform these super precise, repeatable therapeutic motions. But the key here is that the routines are also patient-controlled. This introduces a really critical element of safety and interaction that's, absolutely vital in real-world physical therapy. And again, the process mirrors what a professional would do. A therapist, your student in this case, captures a movement, they double-check it for safety, and then they have the robot repeat that motion perfectly.
And the patient is always in control. They've got an emergency stop, they can adjust the speed, all while the student therapist monitors the entire session.
So we've seen what the platform can do, which is pretty amazing, but now let's talk about the why. What is the strategic advantage for your institution? Because this is about so much more than just buying equipment. It's about forming a real partnership for the future.
This slide really gets to the heart of it. You know, a common fear is buying new tech that becomes obsolete in a year. Well, Roots turns that fear into a future-proof investment. Worried that advanced robotics are too complex? This was designed by educators for educators. Concerned about the cost? This creates a pathway to multiple certifications that can unlock funding, and it reframes these from just classroom tools into what they really are, a direct pipeline to the workforce.
And that whole advantage is built on this really solid philosophy. It's built by students, which means they're actively engaging with and assembling the tech, not just passively watching. It's designed by educators, so you know the curriculum is pedagogically sound and fits right into your programs. And critically, it's influenced by industry, which guarantees the skills your students are learning are the exact skills employers are looking for right now. And here's the proof in the pudding. The curriculum maps directly to high-demand, high-wage career paths listed in ONET, the nation's go-to source for this stuff. So you're not just teaching abstract skills, you are actively preparing students for specific jobs like robotics technicians, surgical technologists, and physical therapist assistants. This is how you build a real workforce pipeline. Now, for any administrator, sustainability is the name of the game. And the certifications students earn through this are designed to be eligible for state and federal funding programs. This creates this incredible self-sustaining financial model where the program can actually fund its own growth. It's brilliant. And remember, this is a partnership. You're not just buying a box and getting a manual. As Aaron Paquette over at Immokalee Technical College put it, the Roots team is right there with you, helping with planning, implementation, and ongoing support. You're never on your own. You know, it all comes back to this one simple but really powerful mission. Roots Education doesn't just innovate for technology's sake. They innovate to educate. They innovate to empower students and to build that skilled workforce that our communities really, truly depend on. So I'll just leave you with this one last thought. There is absolutely no question that your program is building the future. The only question is your equipment up to the task of getting your students there?